Yes, good evening, everyone. This is Brother Benson Media. We are taking this opportunity to welcome you all. Wale ambao watakuwa nasi kwa comment section, kindly engage us. Wale ambao watakuwa na watch, tutashukuru sana. Allow me first to invite my guest to say hi, and then we proceed with the discussion. Barak.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, our viewers, wherever you are. So nice to be here with you again. And good evening, my co-panelist, Mr. MIGUDA. And thank you so much, Mark, for the invitation. I'm looking forward to having an interactive session. Asante.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Barak. Karibu sana. Mr. Miguda.
First, let me say hi to Mr. Barak and you, the host, and Brother Benson Media, and all the family, those people viewing in the comment section. Hello to you, wherever you are. Let us get interactive session as we comment on the comment section, and also we talk over here. Karibuni sana.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Miguda. Straight to the discussion of today. Wetangula is the Speaker of the National Assembly, and speakers are the referees. We expect a speaker to behave like a referee. But on this issue of impeachment, Gachagua is really fighting so hard so that the people or the members of parliament or whoever should save him. Today was in a church in Meru. Unfortunately, there were no Meru leaders. He only went there with some of his allies. So that tells us a lot politically. But again, the Speaker of National Assembly, that is Honorable Wetangula, was also in Western Kenya, and he had something else to say. And from what we are seeing, the Speaker has also taken a stand. Another question we are asking is, from what the Constitution says and the role that we've always known that the Speaker should be playing, it should be a referee. Today, he said that he's the one who is going to actually ensure him, together with the members of the National Assembly, that Rigathi Gachagua is impeached. From where you sit, Mr. Barak, and with your understanding of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, what would you say about the comments of the Speaker? And should the DP get impeached? Isn't that not a reason or a ground for them to go to court and say that this was something that was pre-planned, even with people who are not supposed to take a stand? Mr. Barak?
Thank you so much, Mark. I think, impeachment is a political process. And the problem we have in Kenya is that the speaker, since we had this new constitution, we've never had a speaker who is impartial. We usually have speakers. Remember, the Justin Muturi was a tool of the executive that was being used to ensure that any policy that comes from the executive, any bill, any law is passed at all cost. And I remember even one time when Opiyo Wandayi was thrown out of the house and was carried up by the sergeant at arms and thrown out of the house. And now you see even Wetangula, Wetangula became a speaker courtesy of this Kenya Kwanza agreement, and him being a party leader. He's a politician and he's there to advance his political interest. He's not there to abide by the so-called constitution, because being a politician and impeachment being a political process, he will try to be right in terms of the political landscape. And the Gachagua impeachment It started like a joke. And right now, even Gachagua himself looks so threatened because he's seeing that his seat is going. Because you can see that it's something that he has been determined that he must go. And when his people started talking about it, it was like, impeachment, it can't happen. But right now, you can see that it is going to happen. And Wetangula, being a politician, and he knows that if he doesn't play right, even him, he can be impeached. So it's not a laughing matter. It's not something that you can joke around with, because he knows that he's a member of Ford Kenya. And Ford Kenya, I don't know if they have even 5 members of parliament. I'm not sure, but they have 1, 2, 3 members of parliament. And he knows that if he does not play according to the rules of the game, Gachagua can be impeached and Wetangula be impeached the following month. So he must align himself with the current political landscape to ensure that he is safe until 2027. So I don't read much about the constitution. There is about political interest and also personal interest, so that he can survive, because this political landscape is going to sweep so many people, Gachagua being one of the casualties. And it's unusual for Gachagua to go to Mount Kenya region and do not fail to attract a substantial members of parliament, because members of parliament know what's going to happen, and they are trying to ensure that Gachagua is isolated as much as possible, because they don't want to be seen as if they are sympathizing with him. So I don't blame Wetangula, because first of all, we know that he has never been the best speaker in this country. The last speaker that we had in this country was Kenneth Marende, who had Solomonic wisdom and he knew how to deal with these very difficult issues. But Justin Muturi, Moses Wetangula, these are just politicians who are occupying this position of Speaker of National Assembly for political reasons, but not for merit. Asante sana.
Mr. MIGUDA, before the speaker spoke about this same issue of impeachment, the other day, the deputy speaker, that is Honorable Soleil, she also spoke about the same thing, and she said that it is our mandate, it is our role to ensure that the deputy president goes home, and that in their backyard, she's called a hired lady, and the responsibility is to ensure that through our position, they ensure that the DP goes home. Isn't this not going to be a ground for the DP, suppose he's impeached, to go to court and say that this was something that was even planned with the referees? The referees had already taken a stand. With your knowledge of the constitution and everything, can you give us that breakdown?
Thank you, MCOBURA. Barak has perfectly break it down into political context. I'd like to shift from political context, though whatever Barak have said is not further from the truth. But now, I don't know if being an iron lady nowadays is to preside over impeaching a deputy president. When we were growing up, we knew that being an iron lady was the one who was protecting the rule of law, democracy, social justice, independence.
We can't hear you. I don't know what the problem is.
You can't hear me?
Now you can proceed. I don't know what happened. You were just seeing your mouth going this way, but you were not
Okay,
hearing.
I'm sorry for that. That might be a technical issue. So I'm saying when we were, let me repeat my point. When we were growing up, we knew that being an iron lady in the political context, it means that someone who
I don't know
constitutionally
what. Kindly check. I don't know whether it's your internet or what. You're actually dropping.
no. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can, but it drops sometimes. Proceed.
Yes. That's how internet works sometimes. So let me. I was saying when we were growing up, we knew that in the political context that for one to be called an iron lady is someone who respects the rule of law, respect the independence of the institutions, advocate for social justice, democracy, human rights, et al. But today it's very unfortunate that being an iron lady in the context of Gladys Boshole is presiding over an impeachment of a deputy president. It's very unfortunate. You have said it very clearly that the referee has taken a second side, and to me, it's like more of a match fixing. The match has been fixed, and they are using even the third referee, the VAR. So the VAR is going to give some people penalties here, and also you understand, Chebukati also sometimes gave them penalty during 2017 elections, and Supreme Court confirmed that elections were not in accordance with the laws, and it was quashed away, null and void. And the Emeritus Chief Justice Maraga called for fresh elections. So referees have been known for fixing matches, and they've been known for using the England VAR. They're even using England VAR to check on the African football or the Kenya football Premier League. They're using England VAR. So that's a max fixing. What I wanted to say is that, MCOBURA, two things. Number one, you can't be a judge in your own case. You can't have a case, you can't be a defendant or a petitioner at the same time you're a judge. It is not possible. A judge must be independent. You know, in Kenyan system, our legal system, we apply English common law. And one of the principles of English common law is that the role of a judge is the impartial. What Barack was saying, you must be impartial, whereby you are neither a petitioner nor a defendant. You have to listen to both sides. In fact, you need to be informed. In fact, you need to be, you don't have any inquiry of the law. At the speaker's bench, we assume that you are green. That petition before you, you are green. You are always have to preside over it. Then you make a fair determination. So by Moses Wetangula taking side is not in accordance with the law. And when Gladys Boshole was speaking, it was also contrary, because even Rigathi Gachagua, even if he committed a crime like treason, he has a right to be heard. Why can't we hear from him? Rigathi Gachagua has a right to be heard, and also the decision making of the speaker should be based on the facts presented before him by the petitioner. He should not have a predetermined opinion even before hearing, even as we don't know the charges against Rigathi Gachagua as per now. Because what we know, which has been confirmed by Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, that 300 members of parliament have appended their signatures. It means that we don't know what's in that motion. We don't know the crimes, charges against Rigathi Gachagua. And Wetangula is already determining the case, the fate of Rigiji. Remember, Sholei also determined Rigiji's fate, that, and she told us that I can confirm to you today, Rigathi Gachagua, you are going to be impeached. How? And you are like, you have to preside over that impeachment motion. The duo, speaker and the deputy speaker, they have to preside over that impeachment motion. But already they have predetermined results. So it's like what I told you, you can't be a judge in your own case. Maybe and also to add on that, MCOBURA, you can't ask monkeys to decide the fate of the forest. They will decide the fate that will favor. So, in my conclusion, even though the political context, I agree with what Barack have said in total, but I will like to bring a certain perspective of thinking and that school of thought. Why is it that during the finance bill, Speaker Wetangula and Gladys Boshole, they were both castigating members of parliament that don't speak in funerals, don't speak at marketplaces, don't speak in churches, don't speak at Bunge la Wananchi. If you have any amendment or anything you want to add or delete in that clause, come and speak in the floor of the House. You people, you know the standing orders of the House. You are honorable members. You act like honorable people. Don't lower, don't stoop low. Today, I'm surprised that Deputy Speaker and Speaker who advise members of Parliament not to stoop too low. All of them have stooped too low, and they're discussing the impeachment motion in women's group. They are discussing impeachment motion at funerals, in churches, at market, and in Bunge la Wananchi. If they are the leaders of that house, Speaker and the deputy, they need to lead by example. Let them also discuss that impeachment in the National Assembly, and let them be informed by petitioners the move of the motion, what is in the motion. They should not have predetermined opinion. That could be my take.
Okay, thank you. I just want to hear your take again, my panelist, on this issue of impeachment. From what we are seeing, this is something that has been planned. It is something that has been cooked. I think they're just waiting for the food to be served. But my question to you is, because when we hear the majority leader was saying that more than 300 members of parliament had actually signed, and they are in support of the impeachment of the deputy president. But again, among the issues or the reasons why the deputy president is being accused, among the reasons why he's going to be impeached, talking too much about the Murimu. But again, we saw the deputy was having an interview this evening, and he was saying that, what is wrong with me if I fight for the people of Mount Kenya? And at the same time, members of parliament from Mount Kenya are saying that I've not done more for the people of Mount Kenya. What is it that they expect the deputy president to do? And if he happens to be helping the people of Mount Kenya, why is he being labeled as a tribal leader? That is number one. My second question is, from where you sit, how do you think they're going to manage this? What is the calculation that they're going to use? Because the party leader, that is Mr. Kalonzo, sometimes back he said that they would stand with the DP. But among some of the members of parliament led by, I saw today, Macau, I'm not so sure he's from a member of parliament of which constituency, but I saw him saying that this is something they've been waiting for. So are you seeing a possibility of the deputy president being helped by these other political parties, the opposition side? And do they even have the numbers to save him? Or this is going to be a clean game? And should it actually materialize, I think it is going to teach us a lot as a country, because this is something that we've never experienced as a country, impeachment of the deputy president, and again, under the constitution that we are currently having. Maybe you'll give us your opinion again on this. Should they manage to get him out in the future? Is this going to change the behavior of people who would be taking or going for this position of the deputy president when it comes to behavior? Will they be loyal to an extent that they'll not be opposing or asking for anything from their bosses? Mr. Barak?
Thank you, Mark. I think first, I think I blame the constitution of Kenya, because as a society, I don't think we were mature enough for us to have a combined ticket, that the president and the deputy are going to election as a ticket. Then they are bound together for the whole term. and this applies even to the deputy, even to governors. And you've seen like I think we are 2 years now, and you've seen like deputy governor of Kisii was changed, was replaced. Governor of Uasin Gishu, deputy governor of Uasin Gishu. You can see what happened in Siaya County between the governor and the deputy governor. So you can see that as I think as a society, we are not mature enough to have this one ticket that the president with the deputy, or the governor and the deputy, are bound together for the rest of the time. I think we were so much comfortable with the previous constitution that allowed the president to choose the vice president after the election, and that worked very well because of loyalty. Politics and loyalty is one thing that you cannot take away. We are not like the American society where the president is elected with the running mate and they are together for the rest of the time. And because that society is mature enough, their democracy is mature. And even those vice presidents in the US, they don't behave the way deputy president behave in this society, because of the maturity in terms of democracy. So I think it was like an experiment that is not working well for us. You saw the first deputy president, that is the current president, how he was behaving with his former boss Uhuru. You see how the Rigathi also behaving with Ruto. So I think we as a society, we are not ready for that kind of an arrangement. And the earlier we agree that we should revert to a president having that liberty to appoint their vice presidents, so that they can work together in harmony for as long as they can, so that what Kenyans need is service delivery. And having a forced marriage between a president and a deputy president, because they were elected together, I think it's not working for us. That is my opinion on that. Then you ask about this Wiper, and I don't know what Macau. I think Macau is a member of parliament for Mavoko, and I think he was hosting an event where he played that he is going to be the first person to vote for the motion to impeach Rigathi. And Kalonzo is taking an advantage as a politician to align himself with Rigathi Gachagua, because he knows that if there's a fallout in the mountain, he might be among the beneficiaries. But for how he's going to benefit, to the extent of his benefit, I cannot tell. But as a politician, politicians take advantage of situation. So if you are a good politician, sometimes you benefit through such crises, like you saw what happened during Gen Z demonstration, and the people blamed ODM because they took advantage of that, and they benefited by getting slots in government. And you see right now, Raila, Odinga, and Uhuru Kenyatta and Ruto, they are like twins. They are working together. They have a new romance and chemistry that is working well for them. That was a result of a crisis. So Ruto is also trying to play the same game, that is taking advantage of this crisis between the president and his deputy, hoping to benefit from, because politics are about interest. But in terms of numbers, he does not have the numbers that can save Rigathi Gachagua from impeachment, because even one of his trusted member of parliament has already said in public that he's going to vote for the motion. So he is not able to save Gachagua when numbers are needed. But Gachagua and members of Gachagua is part of the presidency. So I think Gachagua needs advisors. Those who are advising, I think, that are not doing a good job, because he is just even this press that is keep on holding every now and then. The person who can allow Gachagua to be impeached is the president. This is a fact. And the fact that the motion is in parliament, it means that the president has given his nod to the motion, because the deputy president cannot be impeached without a nod from the president. It is not possible world over. It's not possible, because the president is the leader of is the head of that party, is the party leader, the party with the majority in parliament, is the head of state, he is the head of government, and this is his deputy. So for members of parliament to come up and sign, over 300 members of parliament to come up and sign such motion, it means that the president has allowed these people, these members of parliament, to go ahead and impeach his deputy. Members of parliament are representatives of constituencies. They are elected to represent specific constituencies where they come from. But a deputy president is elected by the together with the president to serve the country. Therefore, Gachagua is getting it wrong to say that he is sticking with the Mount Kenya no matter come rain, come sunshine. He is part of the presidency. He is supposed to serve the country. He is not a deputy president of a specific region. Here is where he's getting it wrong. And I wish someone can just whisper in his ears right now that don't stick with this thing of the mountain every now and then. He's getting it wrong by clinging to that, because he was elected as part of the presidency to serve the Republic of Kenya. When a member of parliament from Nyeri town, for example, is fighting for people of Nyeri, because he represents Nyeri town constituency at the National Assembly. If a senator of Nyeri is fighting for people of Nyeri, because he was elected by the people of Nyeri to represent them at the county, at the Senate. So those are two different people. But the deputy president was elected by the whole Republic to serve the whole Republic as principal assistant of the president. So I think the deputy president, I think he's a graduate of political science, but he's not doing very well when it comes to understanding these simple political issues. Because the more he continues holding this press conference, he's messing up himself, and he gives these members of parliament a valid reason to kick him out of office, because he should. I think he got into the wrong job. He does not understand his job description. Therefore, they're having it. He's giving them a very easy task by impeaching, because he does not even understand his job description. He is part of the presidency, and he should know that he is supposed to serve the whole country, not the people of the mountain alone. I rest my case.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Maybe something else that I would want you to clarify later is, which formula do you think they would use? You'll just try to give us what you think according to the numbers and the members of parliament that you're seeing for them to succeed. I'm coming to you, Mr. MIGUDA. Before I come to you, MIGUDA, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome Brother Eric Ayaga. Karibu sana to the show. You'll speak immediately after MIGUDA. We'll give you a chance. Yeah, so Mr. MIGUDA, the issue of referees here, the speaker of the National Assembly has already taken a stand, and the deputy president is also crying to the members of parliament that they should not impeach him. He's also crying to the president that they were elected and their term ends in the coming 3 years, that he should be left to finish the term, and then if the president wants to change his mind, he's allowed to do so after they've finished their term. But it seems like the president is not really welcoming that. The soldiers of the president have also taken a stand, led by the majority leader. They're saying that hapa mali tumefika, there is no reverse gear, wanaenda kuenda. So which formula do you think they will use to get him out, being that this might be the first impeachment of the deputy president? I think the first impeachment in Kenya. I don't think we've ever impeached any president. And again, it's going to be the first impeachment under this new, the new constitution of 2010. And maybe a clarification again that I would need from you is, how is this going to change the future behavior of deputy president, deputy governors? Because we are seeing this problem with the governors and the presidents. You'll give your opinion, and then Ayaga would also answer the same questions.
Thank you, MCOBURA. I think it has dawned on Rigathi that his goose has been cooked and ready to be served. Rigathi thought it was a political joke, the way they used to joke every day. The political, even not only Rigathi, but even here in this our media, many of our panelists have been saying that these are distractions.
But
nothing
remember,
like impeachment.
Remember personally, I had seen this coming and I'd said it. It's just
but yeah, that's why I've said some of us. But you have been consistent. You and Barak, you have been consistent. But some of us were like, these are distractions. It's not going to happen. And today it has dawned on them. Even Rigathi, it has dawned on him that indeed it was a true arrangement. When Soleil confirmed to the people or to the audience, and today's speaker Wetangula confirmed to the audience, and also Kimani Ichung'wah confirmed to the audience in charge that indeed that impeachment motion is going to be before the House on Tuesday. So Rigathi has been caught in a two-to-kai situation. Now Rigathi's panting all over that. He thought it was a joke. So that's why you have seen him addressing all local medias. He has been moving to the rallies. All of a sudden, he's everywhere in church, in rallies, addressing media. Now he has addressed media like twice for the last 1 week. So I don't know what is this more urgent and important that you must address media twice, repeating yourself, the very thing you told us, you are telling us today. So I do not know what is this so urgent. You must speak to me. You must explain to everybody that you are under attack. So it means it has dawned on him that it is true. The impeachment motion is on the way, it's coming. And like over 300 members of parliament have appended their signatures. And the people you have asked me, like the Kalonzos, the people who are the MP from Kambani, those are just people who also thought that it was a distraction. So they were taking opportunity of that political gap. But they have realized that it is true indeed, it's a true story. Now you have heard people like Rigathi crying that it's going to cause political instability. And of course, Oscar Sudi also responded to him that it can cause political instability for 3 months, then people will relax. What I want to say that
I can't hear you. No? I can't hear you. Kindly unmute.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, proceed. Before
I'm
Eric
saying
comes.
I do not care whether they impeach Rigathi or they don't impeach Rigathi. My concern is going forward as a country, we should not have this kind of a relationship, this kind of a joint ticket, whereby you are tied to the hip with your deputy after for 5 years. Because before 2010 constitution, we used to have vice president. And at times, even more used to fire their vice presidents. You can fire, you can hire. So at least if someone will be under you, he will act with some decorum because he knows very well that the president has the prerogative to chase me away. But now, this is our current constitution. You are joined to the hip until you finish your term. So they are very much confident that whenever I'm messing, I'll not go home. You have heard Rigathi saying that Kenya is a country of rule of law. Let us respect the rule of law. The law said that we should be going home by 27, not in the middle of the term. So today, Rigathi knows the rule of law. That's the question you should ask yourself today, because the people or the members of parliament are on his neck. Now he understands the rule of law. He's even citing constitution. The same Rigathi who used to have some talks, which I don't want to speak here. Anyway, I not that Ruto is our saint. We don't support all of them, but we can't sympathize with Rigathi without knowing what's cooking in the kitchen. We must ask ourselves, why are they impeaching him? Maybe he's wrong, or maybe the boss is wrong. So we do not know. Actually, the reason why I am saying we do not know, because there are some of us who say they know, and they say whatever is happening, and I will tell them they do not know, because the same people are telling us that the impeachment motion is a distraction. Today they are saying no, it's not a distraction, it's a reality. So I believe that what is happening between the two people, we were told that we will know by Tuesday. So the impeachment motion will be discussed in Parliament by Tuesday, and I'll be following. So I'll be glad to understand the context of that impeachment motion. What is this so special that, or what is that has happened, which is unlawful to an extent of impeaching a deputy president? So I'll invite people who want to know about the motion of the impeachment to tune on Tuesday. It can proceed on Wednesday so that we can understand it better. So, MCOBURA, I think after impeachment, from my point of view, in case impeachment goes through, they will discuss on how to have. I think they can discuss on the amendment of the constitution how we can have a we can get back our vice president, or we can have a formula on arranging on a point whereby you don't need to join your deputy president for the rest of the term, because I don't think we have reached that extent of maturity. Unlike America, for instance, being the fact that I'm a deputy president doesn't mean that I must become president. Mike Pence was the deputy president for Trump. When Trump was going home, they went together. But now we have seen Trump as make a comeback. Mike Pence has not make a comeback as president. So it's not about that you must become president when you're a vice president. But in our culture, what we are trying to do is that once I'm your deputy, I'm seeing that I'm the next heir to that seat. That's wrong. So we should rectify that mess as a country, and let us not follow a culture which was not there in this country. We borrow that culture from, I think, from state, but it does not serve us very well. I think that's now my concern.
Okay, thank you, Mr. MIGUDA. Eric, I'm coming to you. The Speaker of National Assembly is a referee. He has already taken a stand. He's saying that he's going to ensure the Deputy President is impeached. Some days back, the Deputy Speaker, that is Honorable Sholei, also made the same remarks. And now my question to you is, of course, the issue of impeachment is here, and the majority leader confirmed that more than 300 members of parliament have signed in support of that. Should this go through, it is going to be the first time that as a country we are having an impeachment of the deputy president, and again under the new constitution. So I would want you to explain to us how this is going to change the future politics and the future behavior of deputy presidents and the deputy governors, because we've seen the same thing even with the governors. And also maybe your opinion on how the deputy of presidents and governors should be behaving.
Okay. Hi everyone. You can get me clearly, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me just still stick to my point. This is a political distraction. Pure political distraction. People don't want us to discuss Adani. And you can hear, I heard, I was listening to DP. He say once upon a time was in Kitale the other day. He came to a burial here in Kitale, and Onyonka was attacking the government through Adani. He never answered. And after that, he received a call from one of the operatives in State House asking him, why were you not defending the government? And he told that man, why can I defend on something I don't know? You have not brought that into my attention, so I can't just go out there like a madman, start defending the things I don't know. And these are the things yenye inafanya Rigiji awindwe. Me, I'm not supporting him. I will never support somebody of a character of a Rigiji. But there is somebody who said when they came for who, I never spoke. When they went for somebody, I never spoke. And when they come for you, so that nobody was there to speak for me. When somebody, this is a political witch hunt. Let me ask you, my friend. Look at the charges that we have seen on the TV. If truly those are the charges we are hearing around, then there is no impeachment. These are joking. How can you impeach a president that deputy president at a banked a table when they were the president? I need that video. I need that clip. And I need what was the discussion. I need to get the sounds. Why? What were they discussing that made the deputy president bang the table? Maybe they were discussing nonsense and corruption things that, according to him, was not important. Because Ruto is lying like a hell. Yeah? Now you cannot even blame Rigiji on Ruto's predicament. The failed economic policies for Ruto is hard to defend. Look at Kimani Chungwa. Are they coming out to defend government policies? They are all out attacking Rigiji. I'm waiting to tell me today when the speaker was saying this and that, he defended the government. He never defended the government. He has been quiet all along since the Gen Zs. Huh? It is only today he popped up by supporting the impeachment of Rigathi. Tell me, even in that speech, he defended a government policy. Ruto has made wrong economic policies. It is hard to defend. Even Akina Sudi, tell me one clip, play it here, where Oscar Sudi is defending the government policies. None. So you cannot impeach Rigathi on that ground. You are distracting us politically. Number two, look at another charges that he organized the Gen Z. He was part of the financier and the organizers of a Gen Z. My friend, let us say we are stupid. Let us just say we are stupid. The office of the deputy president is part of the presidency. That office is run and managed by NIS. His driver is police, NIS. His bodyguard, his cook, his dresser. Apart from his wife, everybody there around him is police. How can such human being went outside the NIS radar, organize something that threatened a national interest, the national well-being of a country, when the NIS are there? What are they doing? Then that man is very dangerous. He's running a parallel government. And that is what we should agree. Because even the courts will ask, because our MPs are like, if these people passed the finance bill, they can just impeach. That's why I'm telling these young people, they are just diverting us politically. These people, they made bad thing like 1 month ago. Young people were killed in parliament. Some are still abducted. We don't know where they are. They don't want us to speak about all these things. They want us to be, they are bringing a non-issue, like impeaching Gachagua. Looking at even those grounds, if this guy, surely, we have an NIS, National Intelligence Service, who runs his office. Why could NIS detect, know before all this time that this guy is planning? Try to plan even something today in your village. I'm telling you, NIS will track you down. You will be arrested even before you think of it. You will only make 2-3 calls and then 2 weeks umekuwa umeshikwa. So you can't tell me somebody will have NIS all time, always, every day. You want to accuse him for accusing NIS, not for failing to advise the presidency, which is part of. Deputy president is part of presidency. If he told these people, you never advise us in a correct way, we underrate this Gen Z story. Yeah, where is the crime there? Where is the crime? Even if you don't want him, wanasemanga ugali uwe lakini haki yake mpe. Yeah, mimi sitaki Rigathi na simpendi. Now I know what the opposition is doing. You see then that Kalonzo MP, these guys are talking about. My friend, they want to destroy UDA. You cannot compete a strong candidate. You have to look a way of destroying that candidate. Once you supported the removal of Gachagua, even if you will not succeed, I know it won't succeed because there is a court case that will even take 2 years. By that time, we will be in 2026 or 2027, or even court will rule on those things in 2028, God willing. Yeah. After parliament, where our bunge are being sold like a goat, somebody said they were given money. I got that accusation now again. They are being given money to sign that thing. Even me, if you give me a 5 million, not even a 5, only 2 million, I will sign that paper. Kwa sababu you choose to destroy your home. You choose to destroy your home. Even me, if I'm given that form today and I'm given only 1.5, I will just sign it because number one, it doesn't concern me. Number two, that is not my home. You are burning down. So after burning your home, Me, I will go back to my house, and then when you are arraigned on outside there, so let us just be sincere. I'm waiting, eagerly waiting for the grounds. You know what we call the watertight case in a dependent grounds. But if the grounds are these things that media are telling us, we have seen for like 4 or 5 at Rigathi demanded at I let us depart. We can't agree, so let me depart. So give me like 8 million, the votes I gave you, multiply by 400. Are those things making sense? By the way, there are things that do not make sense. How can you now? Yes, you use a head of a MP to impeach that human being. Even the Kawira was impeached by Senate. Sini governor wa Meru. Na hiyo kitu imeenda high court. Itachukua 6 months huko. Tena itaenda court of appeal, ichukua another 6 months, iende Supreme Court. So these are politic things that are just wasting our time politically instead of discussing things. Hakuna mahali Rigathi anaenda, na mimi niliambia watu hii kitu after parliament it goes to courts, and the courts are now with the government. And let me tell you, Rigathi Gachagua is part of system, yeah. He has been there from sijui assistant chief, akapanda mpaka DO, akatoka kwa DO yake, akaingia kwa special branch ya yule Moi. After Moi special branch, Rigathi ukiangalia biography yake, akakuwa PA wa Uhuru for almost 10 years, State House. Now when he was PA, even in the first year, who knew him? We knew his brother, Nderitu Gachagua, si yeye. Rigathi ameomoka juzi 2017 when he ran for MP of Madeira. We know his brother, the governor one, Nderitu Gachagua, who died. Alikuanga tu back. Hakuwa na kierere kama EPA Farouk Kibet huyu. These are the people who are misleading the president. Who knew the PA of Moi? Can you tell me the PA of Kibaki, even by name? Uhuru Kenyatta, isipokuwa Gachagua amesema juzi, ndiye alikuwa PA even as early as Uhuru, when Uhuru was an MP. Yeah? Nobody knew who is Uhuru's PA, very few people. But tukuna kapie hapa, iko na kierere ni kama yeye ni minister, kiko na kierere mingi. He answer everybody politically. Those are the people who are misleading the president. And I think Rigathi Gachagua is saying the truth, because the same president who told us that Ford Foundation funded this, I saw him the other day with the Ford Foundation people, giving them a praise. Now I'm waiting in those charges, how Ford Foundation give the Gachagua the money, and the Gachagua funded that thing. Yeah? Yeah. Gachagua funded it. Now I want to see how the president people will marinate the Gachagua and the Ford Foundation together and bring a watertight case. Until then, all these people, all these stories, even you had Lesapit today, he's saying you are politicking too much. You are bringing nonsense things in Kenya. Yeah? Huyu jamaa anasema nini?
Correlate what you are saying with Njonjo, or you were not born then, Ayaga?
No. You know, whoever want to bring Jonjo in, Jonjo made a lot of mistakes in life. That's why I never wrote a book. If you want me to tell you the story of Jonjo, that's why Jonjo died with 100+. He never wrote a book. Jonjo never wrote a memo, anything, biography, anything, because he had a very bad political decisions to the Kikuyu people. He installed Moi that ruled the Kikuyu people for 24 years, and he took them blood and many bloods to remove Moi with the support of Raila Odinga in 2002. That's why I never wrote a book. So whatever Jonjo say, those are yours. Jonjo maybe Jonjo alisema vitu, alifanya vitu zingine hata yeye mwenyewe angetaka kukumbukwa. That's why he was I think he was banned. He was never given a state burial as the first black attorney general of this Republic of Kenya. So let us MCOBURA, let us just come home. Gachagua will be here. What we are being thrown into is what we call the political broglio. Ni kutembea na siasa huku na huku na huku, na wananchi wanaporwa. Tuambie Adani. Na mimi kitu najua what has brought the problem between the president. I always call them, and watu wanasema naongeanga mbaya. These are thieves. These are two thieves wameibia wa Kenya. They have just disagreed on what they have stolen. Like, if you had Gachagua today, the problem is Adani. History yote hata sijui Gachagua alisema alipwe ndiye resign, analipwa resign aende wapi? Kwa sababu mmeiba kunishinda, sasa mnigawe mimi niende niondoke nipige siasa zangu nje. Yeah? So the problem is Adani, and that Adani government don't want you to talk about it. Another one is shift. I think it starts in like 2 minutes, like 2 hours from now. Nyinyi wote mnapelekwa shift. Na the chief even ni mtoto mwenye ajazaliwa hata kana meno na shakuwa na corruption tayari. Kuna vitu corrupt ndani yake. So those are the things government doesn't want us, don't want Kenyans to talk about. They want us to talk about a useless impeachment that is going nowhere, like Kawira Mwangaza impeachment. How many times that lady has been impeached? There was a man from Embu who was called Wambora. Wambora was impeached 40 times. And he ensured he served 10 years as a governor. So I'm telling you, impeachments are nonsense that are going nowhere. Energy for no good reason. You are talking about them. They are just wins that are just here to distract us economically, because number one, Ruto has failed economically. Number one, the last thing, Ruto akitoa Gachagua, Ruto will be one-term president. And this is not a prediction. This is obvious because you can't gamble with the votes of Nyanza people. And even that is maybe what the people like Wetangula want. And now tell me, in a public judgment, Deputy Speaker, the Speaker himself has pronounced themselves of how they are going to make the judgment in public. And tell me, you think somebody is going to sit somewhere? You are taken to court today. Before hatupelekwe court leo, you are judge yesterday, and the assistant judge is telling you, my friend, we are going to deal with you circumphoniously. We are going to support that. My friend, this is political and is going nowhere, because these clips you are seeing around like Wetangula and Sholei, they will be played in court in the favor of Gachagua. Even if a judge is a mad and drunkard judge, he will vindicate Gachagua, and Gachagua will still be the deputy president up to 2022. And if you calculate the amount of time and energy we wasted on that thing, I'm telling you, many people will say, Aki ya Mungu Ayaga was telling us the truth. We wasted time. It distracted us. It was a wind heading to nowhere. That's why even Rigathi is not even bothered. It's just making, in fact, number one, this thing is building him. The way we build Ruto by Kumtesa between 2027 to 2022. We are creating a monster, and everybody, every time in this world, look at this one person. Anything actually attacks, be very careful with that thing. That one will be the president in the near future. Take it to the bank. Anything actually attacks, my friend, don't even waste your time, MCOBURA.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Eric. Barak, should this impeachment go through, it is going to be the first one that we are going to witness as a people and as a country. And also with the new constitution that we have, how is it going to change the future politics of the Republic of Kenya? How is it going to change the behavior and the thinking of the deputy presidents? You'd also try to give us the same, because we are seeing the governors also experiencing the same. Most of them have problems with their deputies, and that is why we see governors being impeached left, right, and center. Their deputies are accusing them. Does this mean that we need to relook the constitution, Mr. Barak?
Yes, thanks, Mark. I think I think I started with that in Kenya we are not mature enough to have the kind of arrangement we have with having a president, a deputy, or a governor with a deputy being a single ticket, that after election they are bound together for the rest of the term. We have experimented this for 2 terms. This is the 3rd term, and it clearly it is not working for us. You remember the problems we have even with the. You remember Alfred Matua, his first term as the governor of Machakos. His deputy was called someone, I don't know. They even removed a door from his office so that he can have an open office, just to frustrate him, because the impeachment failed. He went to court, and at the end of the day, he was just there like a flower girl for the whole term. We've had so many governors even being impeached as a result of their deputies uh, wanting to take over from them. Even this Meru governor you're seeing being impeached because there's a man behind her who wants to take over from her. Sorry. You remember even towards the last of the the last parliament, when the Wajir governor was impeached and his deputy was sworn in to take over from him, and when the court reinstated the governor of Wajir, it was chaos in Wajir County. So this thing is not, we've done experiment, and I think it's not working for us as a country. It is high time we have a relook of this constitution. We take stock and agree or accept as a society that we are not at that level at this moment, so that we can save ourselves from this comedy, from this hostility of presidents working together with their deputies, that they are not even in an agreement. Someone campaigns from immediately after assuming office to the rest of the term, and you can't do anything about it. It is not sustainable for us as a country. These people are paid by taxpayers' money. They are supposed to serve the people. They are not supposed to be in office by force, and they are not doing anything. Because to be honest, you cannot work in such an environment. Ruto earned a salary for 5 years without doing anything. So Gashwaga is also going to earn salary. He's earning salary, but he's not doing anything because of this kind of hostility that we are witnessing. We have deputy governors in this country who are earning money, and they're not serving anything. It's like we are having ghost workers by design. We are having people in office who are going to earn salary, and they are not serving the people. They are not facilitated to do the job that they are elected to do. So it is okay for us as a country to agree that this thing is not working for us. Let us go back to having presidents or governors appointing their deputies after election, people that will have loyalty to them. Because if you look at the American system, Miguda talked about if you are a vice president in America, it's not a guarantee that you become the president. And it is true. In fact, it is Joe Biden, I believe in my lifetime, who has been a vice president and a president. And remember, he had to take a break first, because when Obama was retiring in 2016, Joe Biden did not vie, but the Democrat brought him back on board because he was the only candidate who was capable of beating Donald Trump in 2020. So, but the rest of the vice president, the vice president of Clinton, Al Gore, tried to vie. He failed. He didn't vie again. The vice president to George W. Bush did not even think of vie. You see now the vice president of Trump, he is not even near anywhere near politics. And these people, when they are serving as vice president, you never hear them contradicting even the head of state in the US. You never even hear them trying to go against the government policies. Obama came up with so many policies that others did not even work for the American people. But Joe Biden, when he was his vice president, he never came out clearly to say that to contradict such policies. Because being a deputy president or a vice president, this person sits in all cabinet where these decisions are approved. And if he cannot be, he cannot advise the president at that level, you cannot come out then start contradicting the government that you are serving as the deputy president. Therefore, for us to have sanity in this country, we must have a way, even if it means relooking at the constitution, to ensure that people who are elected as presidents or governors are given opportunity to appoint their deputies after election, so that they can work together as a team and deliver for the people of this country. Because what matters to this country is service delivery to the people, not political bickering back and forth that we are seeing.
Mr. Barak, I totally agree with you, but I have a question for you. When it comes to, I know democracy actually gives us this opportunity to elect, and that is why we have the opportunity to elect the deputy president and the president. I agree with you that the differences that we are currently seeing, it could be that we've not really matured enough. I agree with you, but among the issues or the reasons why these people want to impeach the deputy president is that the deputy president is sabotaging the president, or is not maybe defending the government. But my question to you is it really wrong for the deputy president to remind the president that he had a covenant with the people of Kenya and he needs to fulfill that covenant? Is it wrong for the deputy president to remind the president that there was a road that they were working on and it has stalled and it should be relooked into? Is it really wrong for the deputy president to remind the president, or for example, he's the deputy. The other time while he was in, I think it was in Bungoma, Trans Nzoia, there's an MCA who requested him for a road, and he said that him is not going to lie, and he's a truthful man. He's not going to tell them that he's going to give them a road. He has to go back and see if there's that money for that, then he'll come back and tell them if it is possible. Maybe just a clarification on that.
The last statement that you are saying, that is what we call playing to the gallery. Sometimes politicians play to the gallery. You say what people want to hear, but you yourself, you know that you are not, whatever you're saying is not practice, it's not okay. So let me tell you something. It is not wrong, or it is not bad for the deputy president to remind Ruto of anything, him being the principal assistant. But the channel, the avenue that he's using, you know, I don't know if you watch other leaders in this world. There is nowhere where a deputy president will come out and talk the way the Rigathi is talking here. Do you know that we have cabinet meetings where these people meet and should be discussing these issues, not on the roadside declaration, not on funerals, not on weddings, not a roadside declaration. Cabinet meeting, that there's what we call collective responsibility. That is where you come out and you disagree, you quarrel, you bang the table, you do anything. But once you leave that meeting, you speak as one, as if nobody ever argued with another, because you have what we call collective responsibility. Even if you are not in agreement, as long as it has left the cabinet, you must speak as one. You remember when Trump was the president, he had problems but with his cabinet. But if someone felt that he was not able to agree with what Trump was saying, you just quit, you leave. Because coming out, you are serving the same government and you are the second in command and you are criticizing the same government. It is not sustainable. That is comedy that cannot be sustained in a democracy, because you are there to serve. And when you have issues, you go to the cabinet, you discuss, because you are one. You are elected as one. You are not elected to pull in different directions. And if it reaches a point and you feel that you cannot work together anymore, my friend, I don't know why it is so difficult. You know, we talk about democracy. Democracy is not sticking together by force and threatening each other. Democracy is agreeing to disagree, that we can no longer work together because I am not able to defend your nonsense again. Please, You know, this is why I respect this guy who was elected with Sonko, and he decided to pull out. Even I don't know, barely 3 months in office.
Rigathi. Rigathi.
Polycarp Igathe.
Yeah.
That is what democracy is all about, and that's what gentlemen do. You don't have to be there to start quarreling with Sonko that, oh, I was elected with you, allow me to do this, and you know that whatever you are not capable of doing, whatever you are saying, you are not able to deliver because of the obvious differences that are existing between you. So democracy is not what we perceived it to be. America is the most mature democracy in the world. You will never see this confusion there. It doesn't mean that they don't disagree. They disagree. But they disagree in a closet. They disagree in cabinet meetings. And then they come up with policy. A cabinet policy is a collective responsibility where every member of the cabinet is in agreement. The cabinet is not a house of representative like parliament. Parliament is where you go to debate and disagree and debate whatever you do, whatever. But a cabinet is a collective responsibility. It is not like a parliament. Therefore, if you are a member of cabinet and you are the second in command in that cabinet, it means that in the absence of the president, you chair the cabinet. And you cannot be going against cabinet decisions where you sit as the second in command. It is not democracy. It is not sustainable. And that's why I'm saying we must relook into our constitution and give the president the power to elect to appoint the vice president the way it used to be. And that's why Kibaki was able to do a lot in a short time, in 10 years only. Kibaki had delivered because he was having a vice president who was loyal to him, who will support him, and who will not go out there and start quarreling with him in funerals, calling him all sorts of names. And that's why Kibaki remains to be the only president who served this country diligently, and we saw the results. But this issue of deputy president, since Uhuru became the president, and now Ruto, it is not working for us. As a country, we have to sit down and relook and agree that it is not working for us, it is not sustainable.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Barak. Eric, are you there? Question to you.
Let me interject, Barak asiende. Akwe tu na mimi niko ushago, ndio maana siwezi weka light leo, niko Bondo kwetu. So I want to tell Barak this. You know, the people who have joined the broad-based government, they are just like their broad-based government. Your broad-based government, yo yao. Because these people, number one, they have a fight with the constitution. And I said it here. The problem of one William Samuel Ruto is constitution, is fighting the constitution. Ruto is not fighting Gachagua. He's fighting with the constitution head on. And my brother Barak have just joined in a way a chorus of attacking our constitution. My friend, our constitution has no problem. You can't have a rogue president with failed political and economic policies. Because he's a man you can take advice. And if I'm lying, even the former Attorney General, Denard Justin Muturi, confirmed that. He confirmed it, that sometimes he would advise president in legal matters and the president would not listen to those things. Yes. So tell me, a principal assistant that you are given by the Kenyan people, would you, Ruto will listen to that man? Ruto haezi sikiza mtu kama huyo. Kama Attorney General, he appoint himself. See this one, ukimpa hiyo sasa haki ya kuchagua vice president, atakuchagua huyu, akiona akimwambia bwana hapa unaenda mbaya, anatoa anachagua ingine. Anaweza chagua hata bibi yake kama Museveni. Ya, ama mtoto yake. Ndio akisema anasema yes. Let us not fight the constitution. Constitution is working very smoothly. But when the president is rogue, you don't blame the deputy. William Ruto told us, the buck stops with the president when he was deputy president. When the issues of Arera and Kimoror came up, he was asked, why is your people and your tribemen involved in this? He told us the truth. The buck stops with the president, which is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. He is the appointing authority. Today, look at the head of parastatals. Half of them, almost 3/4 are Kalenjins. Who is tribalist here? How can you charge somebody who is not appointing authority as a tribalist? It is the president who went to Kikuyu people, central Kenya, and appoint almost 9 cabinet secretaries from that region. Backstop with him. Who is tribalist? Could have refused. Say, let us give Masai one, give another one to the Turkanas, give another one to northeastern people. Then let Gachagua come and say, we agree on this, but he choose to give all everybody in Kenya. Ruto is the one who is playing in the gallery after defeated by the Gen Z. He's trying just to kill a revolution. Now he has a cabal led by people who are, their work is to attack the constitution. Anytime, my brother Barack, you are on the path of fighting a constitution, you will fight the people of that nation. A president who in 2 years in office, more than 200 people has been killed by the police, many abducted. You can't blame the deputy president for politicking. Yes, you cannot. These are the people who came to power in Kasarani, and they told us they will never use the criminal justice system to manage politics. Today we are seeing DCI is summoning the people who are allied to Gachagua. They organized. They organized for Gen Z. They financed, they fund that maandamano. The same president in his mouth, when he was in Nakuru here, we have those clips, we will play them here. He mentioned Ford Foundation by name. Angesema tu hata kama kuna ka NGOs. But he went down and he mentioned Ford Foundation. Not 2 days ago, I'm seeing him with the president of Ford Foundation praising that man. That a lying president that you cannot trust in anything. You cannot blame the minister. You cannot blame the deputy president. Maybe deputy president is a human being. There is no constitution in 2010 where I say if you are elected with somebody, even if he is lying, making wrong decisions, sometimes you have tried in public, even in your house, you have to fight your wife inside. Yes, but if that marriage is not working, you go to the public. That's how we know when people are divorcing. Hata kwa mtandao, they have managed it in private. Wamejaribu sana kuimanage in private, but ikishinda nyumba ipigwe kwa kiwanja. So that is maybe what Gachagua is telling William. Let us have a country where the president mean what he's saying. In the United States, you are mentioning today, if president says something wrong and they realize through the institutions that the president says something wrong, they will ask for the resignation of that president. Why can't our president be impeached by mentioning the name of Ford? Ford is a foundation that has been here since 1963. Yeah, not even in Kenya, Africa as a whole, and even the whole world. Yeah, why can't our president be impeached on that ground alone? Our president told us when he was in Kisumu town hall that nobody has disappeared, and even told the people there that whoever have he told Abungu, by the way, he's called Abungu, the Sofria man, that if you have the name of the people who are abducted and missing because of Mandamano, give them to Omolo. The names were taken to the parliament, to his office the other day. Kindiki was in parliament, and the NGOs and the Red Cross were saying 56 people. Kindiki himself say 132 people went missing, and their whereabouts we still don't know up to date. And the president even don't know. The president, according to him, because he has not made a statement after that, he will start saying Kindiki is fighting him in public. Told us nobody. And even he showed us, he told us, let us bring up those families. That ground alone, president should be impeached. You can't blame the deputy president. The moment you blame the deputy president for standing with the truth and sometimes resonating well with the Kenyans and the ground, that one you are attacking the constitution. Our constitution has no problem. The problem with our constitution is amendment. We can amend our constitution so that the deputy president can have a function, well organized function like what Kamala Harris have in the United States. You know, here we don't have our deputy has no function. Yeah, you work at the mercy of president. Same to deputy governors. You work at the mercy of a governor. If you are not given any role.
I think give me time also to respond. I think that is just I've got your point. I've gotten your point. And
okay, thank you.
Time is far much spent. Let me also, since you've addressed me directly, so you allow me also to respond to you directly. Which number one, I think you know when you say the truth, the truth is not is not. I think the truth is subjective. It's not objective, because the truth to someone else might not be the truth to somebody else. So I think you've decided to be subjective, and that's why I think you are defending Gachagua. And I was very clear that we need to relook at the Constitution. I am not attacking the Constitution. The Constitution is there to serve the people. The people are not there to serve the Constitution. And once something is not working for the people, it is the people to have a relook on it. And that is not attacking the Constitution, because I believe that the Constitution is supreme, and it should not be people should not be it should serve the people, but people should not it should not that people are serving the Constitution, because that is not the aim of the Constitution. Therefore, you are saying that we should have a clear outline of the duties of a deputy president and deputy governors. That means you have to relook at the Constitution, because it is not working as it should. So you have to introduce something to ensure that if you come in as the deputy president, what roles are you going to play without being at the mercy of the appointing authority of the president? And if you come in the deputy president of the deputy governor of a certain county, for example, take the example of Siaya County, so that the deputy governor of Siaya is not going to be there at the mercies of Orengo, the Constitution should be relooked and redesigned in a way that is going to make these deputies to be comfortable in office and have something to do to serve the people who have elected them. That is not attacking the Constitution. That is having a relook at the Constitution to ensure that it serves the people the right way, so that we don't have people in office who are being paid by the taxpayers' money and are doing absolutely nothing. I believe that there's nothing wrong with that statement, and it's not attacking any constitution, because we have to have a constitution that is working for us, where if we give someone a job, this person is going to do the job without any hindrance. And if they are not able to do that job, then why should we continue paying deputy governors and deputy president if they are not working? And then we say that the Constitution is not cast on stone. It is a document that should be improved time by time to ensure that it serves the interest of the country. I think that was my point. And talking about impeaching Ruto, impeaching Gachagua, if someone has a valid reason to bring an impeachment motion against any elected person, I think that person is free to do so. It is not cast on so that it should follow a certain formula or a certain direction. If a person have a valid reason to initiate an impeachment against a governor, a deputy governor, a president, a deputy president, the people are free. The Constitution guarantees that. And the Constitution has provisions to impeach a president, to impeach a deputy president, to impeach a governor, to impeach a deputy governor. When people are exercising their constitutional right, and we and we stereotype them or we label them, I think even us, we will be falling short of following that constitution. Because if the constitution guarantees you freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of association, and once you associate with people that you believe are good to you, I start interfering with that for your freedom, then I'll also be violating the same constitution. So I believe that even us in any forum, let us not interfere with other people's right of association, other people's right of freedom of expression, other people's right of the freedom of speech, because we will be also violating the same constitution that we claim that we are protecting. Because the rights are, there's a very thin line that stipulates the rights, and sometimes we try to step on other people's rights and claim that the constitution guarantees us those rights. So I know the ODM people have been blamed so much for going into the broad-based government with Ruto, and the constitution also guarantees the freedom of association. See, if ODM think that UDA is good for them and they can associate with them politically, the constitution guarantees that. So I don't think it is right for us to stop them from doing that, because it is also in their constitutional right to do so. So as we advocate for freedoms and rights, let us not limit also other people from practicing the same, because the constitution serves all of us equally, and it does not favor a certain people from others. So let us practice our rights and also respect other people also to practice their own right without interference. Thank you.
Okay, so my point is very simple and very, very direct. My brother, as much as you want to defend this government, what we have is a presidential system. And these people are pair. They came as a pair. If they have to go, they have to go together. I am not seeing Gachagwa's mistake. You cannot use Gachagua because he's speaking too much Kikuyu, yeah, to test the constitution by impeaching. I'm telling you, Ruto should be very careful. Maybe there are people who they just fear Gachagua. After doing away with Gachagua and bringing whoever they want, Ruto have high chances of being impeached, because we have a president who, whatever he says, the other day he went to German with the Baba there. He went to German, and I don't know even the deal they signed. In an interview with a media in that country, he's speaking about the employment of 250. Even before he landed in Kenya, the government, the Interior Ministry of Germany, came out clear and say that is a pure lie. So we have a lying president. I'm saying we should not use the same constitution to deal with Gachagua for saying the president is not a truthful man. And I know the truth is whatever you want to say, but by seeing and by studying what the behaviors and what the president has said in past and what he mean, just a month ago, for example, the Ford issue is dead now. This is the same president who said, I will never use the criminal justice system to manage politics. He's doing it. This is the president who said, never again my government will assassinate, will abduct, will use extrajudicial killings on Kenyans. It is happening. Yeah, this is the same president who told us that I will never allow the people around me to mistreat my deputy president the way I was treated. We are seeing the likes of Kimani Chungwa, the likes of Farouk Kibet, the likes of Oscar Sudi, who are very close to the president, are abusing the deputy president in public, are doing all sorts to the deputy president, and the president is quiet. So our question is, I'm not defending Gachagua. The people of broad-based government will forgive me. So I'm not with them on this. I'm not defending Gachagua. If they want to impeach him, it's our. If they want to waste the time of Kenya and rob Kenyans as they want, they can. Maybe they have calculated their time in office. It is 5 years. We have nothing to lose. We have nothing. If Baba gave us this lifetime to steal up to 2027, let us fool these people and steal them properly. This is the same people, the same president who told us that the Ouru's administration in the last hours, last days, took money, took our money. He has never gone for those money. He was telling us about state capture by the government then. We have not seen any parliamentary commission led by Kimani Chungwa, who was the choir master of the state capture. I don't know why today has forgotten that. Yeah, he's not speaking about it. Adani is a state capture, having an Indian company taking the key structure of a country like airport, like energy. Adani is everywhere. Even there is another one who is now in our health system. I just can't remember the name. Is on our health system. My friend, we want this presidency to go. The presidency to go, not the deputy, and we remain with the president. I'm talking about the presidency, this pair that the people of UDA gave us. Let them take them back and allow us to go for a general election. Let them dissolve parliament, because this parliament cannot even be believed by anybody, even a 2-year-old kid. This is, even if you take that thing, I don't think courts will allow even that impeachment. That's why the courts do not believe on parliament now, and the way the parliament is behaving, that's why they even put on hold the impeachment of Kawira and any other that will come from that parliament. I'm telling you, even if the CDF, they are trying to fight through courts, we Kenyans, we will write to an attorney, we will write to a Chief Justice to ensure that anything that parliament passes, even the Adani story, should be put on hold. We don't believe in that parliament. We don't believe in whatever they are doing. We dissolve that parliament in 25th June. And whatever is happening now is unconstitutional. That is not even a parliament. MCOBURA.
Okay, thank you, Eric. You've spoken about the presidency, and then my question to you is, to all of you is, the deputy president has been accused of so many things, among them being tribal. My question to you is, all these things that they've accused the deputy president, if from what we've seen in the running of the governments, of this government, I think we should also accuse the president of the same, because when it comes to one reason that they're accusing the deputy, that is being tribal, I think the president, just the same way he said that the buck stops with the president, he's the one who decides most of this. When it comes to the appointments, there are so many people who are appointed from one tribe who are in this government. Why are we then not saying that the president is also has gone against the constitution when it comes to not delivering to the people of Kenya? There are so many stalled projects in the Republic of Kenya, but the president has gone ahead trying to launch new ones. Why are we then not going to the courts and reminding the courts that, and even impeaching the president because he's not really ensured that the launched projects are finished? Why are we not getting enough delivery of what the president is supposed to do? Maybe you can give me that thought, Mneza Pena. You can give your take on that, because I also believe, from where I said, that the president has also not followed the constitution. There are so many corruption that is going on in this government, and the young people went out to the streets naming. They gave so many reasons. Among them were the people who are in the cabinet's position. Most of them were corrupt. We saw some of them were brought back to this government. Those who were sent away, we've not even been told why they were left out. If the people of Kenya did not believe in them, some of them were accused of corruption. We've not seen the government even going for them so that they come answer all these questions. Why are we just going for the deputy president and we're not going for the president? Why are we not even dissolving the whole parliament? Because from what we saw during the demonstration, symbolically, the people of Kenya took back the power that they had given to the members of parliament.
Okay, okay, MCOBURA, let me say this. I don't know a measure, how you can measure how somebody is tribalic or tribalism in him. Otieno Kajwang used to call that thing what? Pimometer, am I what? There is language used to use. How can you say that today my brother Barack is a tribalist? Let me tell you, there is a story we were told when we were young, that if you are hungry, if you are hungry and you went where people are eating, and you are sent by the cooks or the distributors of the food, told you, we have a food for 5 people. Go and bring 5 people so that they can eat this food, and you are hungry. What do? You go pick 4 people, you come with yourself as the fifth person, ama you go call 5 people, and then you are told you go and wait. We need only 5 people, and these 5 people are here. Because number one, Rigathi Gachagua has a constituency. That is what I told people. Being the president, he has a constituency. There is a constituency behind him. Raila Odinga has a constituency. Use us the way you want. Even if today Baba say I'm getting out of this broad-based government, you will see half of this constituency will not even question why. Why you entered, you never consult us. You are today leaving, you didn't want to consult us. But half of that constituency will not question. As a politician, you must have a constituency. Let me tell you this one thing. Nobody should lie to you. Is that today even William Ruto is a president? Kikimumania things, if things get tough, even during the Gen Z, you saw all the Kalenjin politicians went to CAS FM. They went down, Akina Oscar Sudi. They went to quell everything down until they start even removing jeshi ya shambani kukuja kulinda mali town. Unakumbuka? Because there is a constituency back there that they don't want to care. Whatever happens, they will protect their man. And those people also expect you that when you are there, at least there are changes they must see. The problem of this presidency is one, they made a lot of promises. They bite what they can't chew. They told us so many things, and I thank God, Corona never get us with these people. I think Kenya would have died. Kenya would have died so much. So suppose Nahumicha was now the Minister of Health. Look at the appointment they made. At the public of service, head of the CS in charge of public service. Umepatia yule mama wa kiuno wa Mombasa. My friend, the cabinet is the brain of a government. If you want to see a failing government, look at the cabinet. Why are people saying Kibaki alijaribu? They will just say Kibaki because the buck stops with the president. Nobody remembers that Wamalwa was the first vice president. Nobody will tell you that Mudi Awuri was part of that government as a vice president. Nobody will say Kalonzo was actually the one who saved Kibaki's presidency in 2007. Nobody will mention that. The president we have now is William Ruto. Nobody will remember Gachagua. He can even take another one impeach. Nobody will remember them. But the cabinet you have, look at the cabinet of Kibaki in 2002. When we are saying Moi did that, Moi did that. Kibaki promised us free primary education and it took only 3 months and it was enrolled and things were going as planned because of the Minister of Education he picked at that time. Compared to William Ruto, unachukua mtu wa class 6 Machugu, a class 6 dropout who went to a certain technical school to look for paper to run for a governor, yeah? And you take that person to work with the Belio Kipsang, who was the professor who has been there for very long time. He will be sabotaged. Unachukua na umicha yenye hata jatibu mtu hata kwa klinika anatoka hapa Trans Nzoia. Hata hao watu walikuwa wanauliza huyu msichana amekuwa daktari wapi? Amepewa Ministry of Health. Why can't that ministry goes down? It will go down. So Kibaki actually had a good cabinet. He was sick. He was not in public. He never went to church to defend himself for about a year or two after taking power. He took his time. He was in his office, doing his things, giving his ministers good time to work. He never pambana na Mudi Awori, si Mudi Awori Wamalwa, until Wamalwa died. He picked Awori. They never had a problem with Awori. Yeah? He was working because the cabinet was working. Look at Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013. Look at the people he picked. The brains like Matiang'i. Matiang'i migrate us from digital from analog, zile ka TV za kitambo, to digital within 6 months of that administration. He made a lot of things when he was Minister of ICT. Today, we had a Minister of ICT from my constituency. The only thing we can remember him 2 years in office could distribute food to people who are never hungry. I've never had njaa imeua watu huko kwetu. Sijaisikia. It is for the first time. I was seeing them giving us food. I don't know why. Yeah? And that is the truth. You cannot blame Rigathi Gachagua. Blame the appointing authority. In that Uhuru's administration, there was a man called Kaimenyi who made a lot of good things as a minister of education. He was a professor. We also had somebody called Michael Kamau, though the corruption came later, as a minister of road and transport and infrastructure. That's when even William Ruto picked from there to Tumejenga Reli, Tumejenga Barabara, Tumeweka Stima, through that man's work and the policies that man made in that ministry in 2013, made them, he campaigned with those all nonsense up to 2017, when he was preaching about the Reli, about the roads. It was the good work of the minister, this yes. Now come to this Holy Father, Holy Spirit, God the Son, God the Father administration. Look at the cabinet. Apart from Salim Davadi, who is a little bit mature in that cabinet, even Moses Kuria accept that our cabinet was dysfunctional. When you have a dysfunctional cabinet, you cannot make any good policy. For the first time, our country has not even run up to a point we can auction. He wanted to auction all parastatals, if not for courts. Almost 56 parastatals, include the Icon building KICC, ilikuwa inauzwa kama kungekuwa na koti. Yeah? Angeuza. Is a money-hungry human being who he want to work with the people he can manipulate, the people he can walk over, the people who cannot question him. Anybody who question him, like Rigathi Gachagua, and telling him the truth sometimes when things are bad, he's seeing as enemy and plotting to impeach. At least Rigathi Gachagua kaya hapo atuangalilie kama kuna maneno inaendelea mbaya, tuambie. Kama hii Adani kitu tu amesema, Kenya has picked it. Tumeona sasa ametuambia kitu kidogo yenye itatusaidia. Hii Adani iko na Ruto na watu wake. akina Oscar Sudi, akina Aaron Cheriot, Davis Chirchir, na iko kwa mkono ya akina Murkomen, haiko kwake. He has vindicated, amejitoa. Yeah, if that is what he should go into the public and defend, even me, if I was the deputy president today, I will not do that. Now look at the people ODM took there as expert. At now in your cabinet, you have Joho as your expert because you have failed to appoint people who can advise you. Because in a cabinet meeting, if a president starts everything with a prayer and he sits there and he manage everything, anybody, if Rigathi may be saying no, he's saying bad, you are bad, you are fighting me. No, my friend, a cabinet must be somebody who is able to answer and advise the president at some point that in my ministry, this is what we want, this is that what is needed. Lakini a president yule anataka tu watu wa yes, ati sahi watoe Rigathi, atafute Kindiki, mwenye ministry yake a professor of law. In his ministry of interior, we have seen the worst of worst. We thought Matiang'i was worst. We thought Muchuki was worst. We thought we had a very bad cabinet secretary called in interior. I can't remember the name. In less than 2 years, almost 300 and Kenya dead, and many are abducted and disappeared. And by who? The police. Under your ministry. You want to take that human being to be our deputy president, because you as a president, you need not to be questioned. At everything you say is correct. No. We can't have such a human being as a president. If they remove Gachagua, I'm telling you, there is a wave of a maandamano, and I'm not a prophet of doom. These people will stabilize this country. This issue of Gen Z, MCOBURA, it was a pure youth affair. Nobody funded it. It was even like an influential. People just started with phones like a joke, and others joined. The revolution is not dead, it's continuing. Now, if you give those kids, now you give them somebody who have money and is ready to give his money, like Gachagua, like Maina Wanjigi, and the Mount Kenya people, to start funding these people. And with your brain, you sit where praising the name of Jesus Christ, and that you are going to run a government smoothly. If you remove Gachagua, Ruto is going to have a trouble that he has never seen. He's just a guy who has failed in everything, and he wants to blame everybody in everything. And he's just choosing his enemy. My friend, in this world, never work hard to create enemy.
Okay.
The president is working hard to create enemies.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, I wanted to give a chance to Mr. Barak. I think he has dropped.
Ameenda kidogo.
Yeah. So allow me to welcome our viewers. This is Brother Benson Media. Here we say your opinion matters and your opinion counts. If you are new to this channel, kindly like and subscribe. Before we talk, like and subscribe so that whenever we are having a show, you'll be notified. Na tutashukuru sana sana. Let me take this opportunity to welcome Godfrey Kenyoru. Karibu sana. Charles Kamanda, karibu sana. You can subscribe to the channel so that whenever we have a show, you'll be notified. Also, if you have anything, if you want to join the show, Mr. Godfrey or Mr. Commander, we always share a link. You are free to join. Utupe tena mawaidha yako, you also give us your opinion. Kwa sababu here we say your opinion counts. Mr. Eric, you've done a good clarification, and you've told us that the presidency, the whole presidency, actually the whole government, this government, starting from the president, cabinet secretaries, members of parliament, they need to go home. Maybe something that I would want you to just give your your say in before we end the show is the religious leaders. You know, this government, most of the people who supported this government were the religious leaders. And then along the way, they realized that the president wasn't really doing as per his promises. So later on, some of them uh, took a backstage, and the likes of Ole Sapit, the bishop, they are now coming out to tell the people that whatever the government is currently doing, all these are shows, all these are dramas. They're simply trying to make the people of Kenya forget about the real elephant, that is the Adanis, the chiefs, and the Shahs, which they are trying to introduce. Just your opinion on the role of religious leaders in the political landscape of the Republic of Kenya and their current stand. Are you seeing a possibility where these religious leaders are going to come back to their sense and stand with the people? Because sometimes back, most of the religious leaders are the ones who fought for the democracy that we are currently enjoying. The likes of Ndindi Mwana Wanzeki, the likes of that bishop who was Kalenjin, who was killed.
Alexander Mugi.
Yes, Alexander Muge, the likes of Zacchaeus Okoth, the Archbishop of Kisumu, and many more. They are the people who stood and fought for the rights of the people. But in this generation, we are seeing a religious leader who are siding with the government, a religious leader who are receiving more money from the leadership to an extent that they've forgotten that the role of a religious leader is to ensure that they fight for the people of God. They stand with truth. We are not seeing that. Just maybe your take on that, and then we'll close the show.
Uh, when it come to church, I was against it. That's why nilipenda sana, ningetaka sana nipate yule jamaa anaitwa nani huyu akina Ngop. Bernard amemwoji hapa juzi. Ndeto Ndeto. I remember Ndeto blocked me on a certain platform by just calling Ruth a dealer. He told me, my friend, you are calling a man of God a dealer. Block him. And that's how he block you. So let me just go. You've mentioned those people, by the way. There is another one, Timothy Njoya, who was also beaten in Nairobi. Na hiyo clip inakuanga sana. The church used to stand by people. But along the way, there is something called evangelism. Yeah? Evangelism, these individual churches where you get Ng'ang'a kona kanisa yake, and he has a lot of influence to many people. These individual churches, kuna wengine hapa Huruma anaitwa Arthur sijui somebody I will just remember the name. So this evangelism, they entered politics because you've started a church, you have followers. So you need to build a church. They also want to get money, build schools, accumulate wealth. But I think in the recent, even in 2022, I remember Ruto was a church candidate. You remember? Ruto was seen as a church candidate. Yeah, that's why immediately when he was elected, there was a a cleansing. They were saying Uhuru left a lot of alcohol bottles. So there were a group of churches. They hold prayers there, they cleanse, they cleaned, they cleaned the state house. And to make matter worse, even Mackenzie was among the people who were there that day. So I don't know what happened after that. But said and done, I think churches has left William. That is the truth. Churches has left him because he promised a lot to Kenyans and he has not delivering any. And even the simple one, like I will never allow the people around me to fight my deputy. I will never use a criminal justice system like DCI to manage politics or to fight my political opponent. Those are things you don't need money. You don't need policy. You don't even need everything. Just tell DCI no behave. Let me do politics. We fanya kazi yako. But churches disappeared along the way. And even this after election of 2022, I think Kenyan, they say we left church, but we never left God. There was that piece of say that if this is a church candidate, then we have left church. That's why when the Gen Z's uprising started, churches gave them time. And you could see them every Sunday, different churches, even cathedral, yeah, Catholic. They stood there. They are chanting, reject, 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 Ruto must go. Churches are tired with this man. So this they are called what? Where there is LSK, what societies? They are called what societies? This human right bodies has left William. Is now pushing his deputy away, who will be roaming around, and he has a lot of support and in the ground. And I think the president is on his last days in the office. He may be succeeding in frustrating Gachagua, but I think Gachagua being a DO will frustrate him more. The president will get frustrated more and more and more and more. And at the same time, I'm very, very, very curious with the activities of Gachagua and the impeachment. And tomorrow you will see people will say there is a division in this country. I think this may be, and that's why I have said, and when I say this, people say, you know, I'm mad. Say sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. I don't trust William Ruto. I don't trust William Ruto. Even one day, I will never. Ruto may use Gachagua with this to bring that divisionness in Kenya, to make Raila fail in his way, where Raila is going to. Let us be very careful, by the way. Also, some of us like supporters of Raila Odinga, who will vote a candidate whose country is fighting where he has come from? Who? Even Museveni will ask you question, my friend, go quell that fire first. You cannot come tell me what to do in Uganda or Sudan or Somali or Ethiopia or where. When your country where you come from, there is a lot of political trouble in that country. So I don't trust William Ruto. And that's why sometimes I tell people, this impeachment story may be a distraction for people of Kenya, the ODM supporters, and even to Raila himself and the ODM people. And they will be used to cause chaos. And because Gachagua will not go down nearly, just by hearing him, is not a kind of a person who will go down. He go down peacefully. He will not go down bending. He will go down, and he will go down with some people. If you had somebody like Oscar Sudi saying, you know, there will be problem for only 3 months. If you impeach deputy president by October, then that thing started maybe to say November. Then by January, then March, the chaos is still here with us. And then we are selling a candidate to Africa, led by a president. We are selling a candidate to Africa. And we want that candidate to win. I'm telling my ODM people, let us open our eye. I will never trust William Ruto. Never. Everything he's doing is just showing us he wants Raila to fail on his mission. And he has brought ODM people. He will force Raila to support him. in case Rigathi Gachagua, because the central Kenya naturally has left the president. When he was darling of the Mount Kenya people, he used to go there like 3 times a week. Yeah, even weekdays. Churches, functions. Nowadays, he's just going once, telling you that the ground is not good for him. He's now looking for another people to fool, and maybe has found those people in ODM. I'm telling ODM people, even this thing of African chairmanship, you guys are happy with. Trusting somebody in a caliber of William Ruto, the person I had in Eldoret declaring a seat, calling himself Kipchirchir, because somebody told me one president will come and revoke that seat because they will ask who declared what was the official name of that president at Kipchirchir. We only know William Samoei Arap Ruto, so we don't know that man. He was a quack. So MCOBURA, me, I don't trust this man. Even with Raila Odinga issue, I still maintain I don't trust him completely. And this may be one of the way to show that Kenya is divided and a Kenyan candidate cannot win. And somebody also told me that the issue of East African chairmanship, Uhuru Kenyatta made a mistake. Uhuru Kenyatta fronted Amina Mohammed when the time was for Central Africa, where Faki come from. Like now, you see, this thing is now for Eastern Africa. Yeah? Eastern Africa. No candidate from West, no candidate from Central Africa, no candidate from North Africa, no candidate from Southern part of Africa. All these candidates we have are from Eastern Africa. But on that time, Uhuru fronted a very strong candidate, and that lady won first round by 28 votes. It is only when they realized that this thing will leave us, the Kenyan candidate is very strong. What we should do, some of us should just quit the race hapa. That's how they won against Amina Mohammed. And that's how Uganda and Tanzania voted for Faki, because the time was theirs. So these people might plan a revenge on Kenya. That's another politics on that seat that is haunting Kenya up to date. I don't know if it will be solved, but whoever believe and trust on William Ruto to be the one that will make Raila Odinga have that seat, I don't think so. This Kipindire, Yake Gachagua, may be one of those strategy when the case is placed before those presidents. Somebody will ask from Angola, but I'm seeing on every news there is a very big problem in that country. So if this old man cannot solve his own problem in his own country, where a deputy president is fighting a president, how can he come to solve ours? So hii ni kipindire. Those who still believe it is a serious political storm, ni kipindi. Na ni kipindi, na mimi si trust huyu jamaa. MCOBURA, you can call it a day, saa sita.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brother Eric. Let me take this opportunity again to say thank you to everyone who was watching. Kindly, if you are new to this channel, this is Brother Benson Media. Here we say your opinion counts. We are inviting you to kindly like and subscribe to the channel so that whenever we have a show, you'll be notified. I'm also taking this opportunity to thank you, my guest, Eric. Thanks to Barak, he had left, and MIGUDA. We are very much grateful for you coming in to give your insight on what is really happening in our country. Maybe your last remarks, you can say bye-bye to our people before we end the show, Mr. Eric.
Oh, Our dear viewers, thank you very much. Sometimes you are the reason why we stay up too late. If you guys are not here with us, we can't be talking alone. So when sometimes we talk, you want to see your comments in the section. Even if you disagree with what I'm saying or support what I'm saying, just tell me there. It is this way and that way. Because in this world, learning never ends. Everybody learn, people keep on learning, we learn from each other. And number two, let us just popular let us make this our channel a little bit popular by sharing it, by telling friends. Just you can't chill alone. Guys, you can't chill alone. Every day you can't be chilling alone most of the weekend. Just tell your 10 or 4 friends or 6 or 5 or 20. My friend, there is a good place you can log in and join us, subscribe, join us every time we have a show. You will be told where men meet, and ladies, wonderful ladies, where we do meet. So sometimes we come here, then we sit, because this where we become friends. This where maybe sometimes you never know. This world, we may interact, and you help me in future, or I help you in the future. So our viewers who are here, just please, you have your cousins, you have your brothers, you have your because politics controls everything. If we don't talk politics, if we keep quiet when our politics are managed by few who are misleading us, we have to speak out, because politics affect our education, it affect our health system, public health system, it affect our social system, social order, it affect us financially, economic, everything. So we have to sometimes be here to say politics. So by tomorrow or next week, God willing, when we are here, we want to see at least you come with 4 or 5 people who are to be part of the family. The family need to be big family. Thank you very much, MCOBURA.
Thank you so much. I can see you're going to be our strategist when it comes to. Actually, we'll give you the department of marketing. Yeah, I can see you're good.
Yeah. I have been in such platforms, and the way you start, just plead with the people, and the more we share, the more we make people have their opinion. You see, in where you address people like more than 40, 50 people, 60 people, you must get many people also in that platform with different opinion. Allow them to share their different opinion, allow them to have whatever they want to say. That is the democracy we have. I should not have someone's brain. Somebody must also not have my brain. Let us share. So every time mimi kutoka hiyo wiki inakuja, at least I will come, I will tell my friends, I will kwanza share, I will tell Bernard to do Benson to do posters, so he sent to us, we can do it in our WhatsApp programs. You share it in WhatsApp groups. So at least when I'm coming with 4, 5, 10 people who knows me personally, who are just coming to watch me and hear what I'm saying about the. If we can do that, we will maintain and the number will increase. And I think that is the good strategy.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. This is Brother Benson Media BBM motto. Our motto is actually your opinion counts. So here we give a chance to everyone. Mtu yote tu mwenye ako na anything yenye anataka kusema, your opinion, we don't dispute. You have that democracy to express yourself. You have the freedom to say what you think. Again, maybe if we just don't do politics, hatufanyi politics peke yake, we do several things. If maybe you're interested in comedy, you have started comedy, you want us to support you, you can always come, you share with us what you're doing. When you're doing music, we've had so many. So this is a channel where we learn so many things. And that's why we are saying, if you're new, kindly like and subscribe. Allow me now to take this opportunity to wish you a blessed night wherever you are, a blessed morning, a blessed afternoon, and thank you so much. May God bless you until tomorrow. See you and bye bye.